A lot of changes coming in football. You know, they're going to probably give us helmet to player to coach communication. That's going to happen for college football to make it just like the NFL. They're finally getting smarter and going to use some things that you guys use. We're not going to use TVs, but we're going to have access to tablets. We're going to have 18 tablets that you can use either in the box or on the sideline to watch live video feed or plays after they've been run. I go to you guys' games. One of the coolest things I get to do is go walk under the tent and watch you guys coach the live action. So we'll be looking for ideas of how to use that. We're going to take that in the locker room with us and use it in the locker room at halftime. That stuff's new for us. We've never had that. We also met today with the NFL. They do the best job of improving our game. So the NFL studies every part of the game. Concussions went up this year on quarterbacks. All right, kickoffs all-time low. Why are there no kickoff returns in the NFL? Anybody know? Kickers. 13 kicks in Super Bowl. 13 times the ball was kicked off in Super Bowl. 12 of them went through the uprights or all the way through the thing. How about this one for you? 50-yard field goal or further was kicked. What was the percentage made? 50 yards or more. 65% of the time they make a 50-yard field goal or more in the NFL. So there's a lot of things that they're talking about trying to adjust and go to 43 points average a game. Lowest it's been in 7-8 years. They want points scoring. So we sit there and study all these things to figure out what we're going to do to change. We put the guardian cats on linebackers and running backs last year. That's a change. This year, it's going all the way to wide receivers and DBs, trying to lower the concussion rate. The highest concussion rate play we have in college football right now is kickoff return, punt return. So how do we stop that? How do we prevent that? Some of you saw that XFL, USFL, whatever that league is, where they put the guys back, put them a little closer together. They wait till the ball's kicked and caught. When the ball's caught, they take off. That reduces the run-up to have those blows and those collisions. So I know a lot of you are sitting there going, what the hell is he talking about this for? It makes your game better. Because the last thing we need is for our game to be extinct, right? And you guys are still doing kickoffs as far as I know, just like we do. There's some big collisions on that. It can be risky. You ask yourself, would I want my son to play that game with that big a run-up, and is it a safe sport for your guys? So we're constantly thinking how we can improve the game. We probably spent an hour today just on feigning injuries. I didn't know what feigning was. I thought it was faking. I didn't know what feigning meant. But faking injuries and teams that do that and how bad it is for our game if that happens. Unbalanced formations. Raise your hand if y'all use unbalanced, what I call wide receiver unbalanced. Everybody's over on one side. You got a tackle backside on the single side. They're thinking about taking that. The NFL doesn't have that. You can't do it in the NFL. So, every number 50 to 79 in the NFL has to be covered up. You can't have it uncovered. So it's really hard for officials to officiate that. I told Buster that before I left. He started crying. Buster's an unbalanced guru at Georgia Tech. He ran it about 50 times against us in the game. So it's one of those things that the game's ever evolving, and I say it every time I go speak. If you're green, you grow. If you're right, you ride. And if you're right, guys, you're in the wrong sport. I'm constantly trying to evolve and get better, whether it's bringing coaches in, sharing ideas, getting a new coach that does it a different way, speaking to somebody who's really good at it. You want an off-season study, guys? Go study Kansas's offense. Call a college coach you got somebody, say, hey, can you get me some Kansas cut-ups? I want to watch Kansas offense. They're doing some of the craziest, most different stuff out there on offense that's a nightmare for a defense to play against. So we look at them. We study them. Can we take maybe one thing? Can we take maybe one thing to help ourselves with? All right, I got another question. I always